This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to WCFL DolFans Talk. I hope everyone's having a good day today. It's cooled down a little bit here in Brooksville, but it was hotter than Hades earlier, hitting 111 basically. Let's go ahead and bring on our co-host. We have our middle-aged bearded wonder, John O'Hanlon. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Papa Paul? How are you, brother?
I'm above ground and upright. That's all I can ask for.
Best place to be.
Yep. And then we have our queen Pamela Carnes.
Hello.
Hello,
my fellers. How are you?
You got some echo or something.
I do.
Came in. Yeah.
Gosh. There's no telling. I have everything muted on my end. Except for that. Oh, I got a thing. I got a thought.
Okay. Yeah, I'm double hearing.
Okay.
Okay.
Better?
Okay. I'm getting a double feedback. I don't came on.
You want me, how about if I go out and come back in?
Try.
Yeah, we might try that.
Is it still doing it?
No,
Nope.
See, it's not doing it when she's not here.
Yeah, that's on her end. Somewhere something got crossed or something.
Yeah. Hooked up, Joe. How you doing, my brother? Thank you for joining us. We are expecting a couple Atlanta Falcons fans to join us tonight. Yes, we are on earlier than usual. We will be starting our shows Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock. Let's see, is that any better? I'm not hearing repeat, so.
I hope so. Is that better?
Yeah, on my end. You're John?
I can't see or hear Pam right now.
I might be on. You're freezing up on my, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, he was freezing up on my end too.
Yeah, on my end. You're John?
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, don't you love technology? It's wonderful till it's not. John, you look froze in this heat and you're frozen. What the heck?
Yeah, John, you're coming and going.
Yeah,
He just left. Anyway, we're supposed to have a couple Atlanta Falcons fans joining us in a little bit.
Nice.
Dahl will be on here shortly. Hooked Up Joe was thinking the same thing about the freeze and the heat. Well, he's not supposed to be hot up there, though. Up there, he said it's been didn't get out of the 70s.
What? Oh, I'm so jealous.
He said he had rain all day, but it still didn't get out of 70. But shoot, we were hitting 111 here in Tampa.
Oh, I know it. It's been so bad. You know, when a hurricane pulls away, you get that sinking air and it is so hot. Oh, it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
You're back?
Is that better?
That's a lot
It's
better.
better.
There we go.
You were so frozen, John. I could have shook you up in my cocktail.
Yeah, the problem is we have a lot of clouds and rain and stuff, so
You might be getting parts of what we've been dealing with, right?
no, that's coming Friday.
Oh, okay.
EM Bowler, thank you for joining us. You guys on YouTube, remember to hit the like button and make sure you subscribe if you haven't. I heard practice wasn't too great today for us. I heard Tua had a bad day. There's seems like a lot of little injuries going on, which I'm not happy to hear about it. We're out of, for our, right now, our Brewer, our center, hurt his hand. We don't know how bad that is. It's going to be interesting to see.
I heard that one of the Falcons players got taken off on the cart today.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, one of their wide receivers, they had to take him off on the cart.
I wonder if that had anything to do with the heat, you know. I know they're in Atlanta, but they have a dome, so.
Yeah. And there's no telling. Okay. The one gal will be on in a little bit.
Great. So Hooked Up and anybody else that is wondering, I will be streaming the game Friday night. If you want to find me, I'm on Facebook in a Dolphin fan group called Forever Dolphin Fans. I put it in the comments. And if you request membership, I will approve you. And then 20 minutes or so before the game, I go in and I start the stream. And all you have to do is click on it's a post basically. Click on it and I'm there.
Listen to Pam scream.
Yes, I was going to say, and get me live and in person watching a Dolphin game, which is, you know,
if you want to watch a Miami Dolphins game with a different kind of play calling, watch Pam stream.
Yeah,
That is
I don't
for
see
sure.
things the way the average football fan does. I see it a little different. And of course,
She doesn't even see things the way that referee sees them.
I clearly don't see things the way they see it. Clearly. But yeah, so, and feel free to mute me because I am very vocal about how I feel about what's going on. It's preseason, so I will be more calm.
That you are.
So let me ask you guys, do you know, I used to kind of have it all down pat when it was 4 preseason games about, when players would play and that kind of thing. Now they've kind of changed everything up. So do you guys have an idea about that?
Well, Tua is not playing. He already said that.
Yeah. You're not going to see a lot of the starters week 1. You're going to see more of the second and third string guys fighting for jobs.
Yeah, the first 2 games are strictly going to be, I don't know if he's going to split the halves up, one Mike White, one Skylar Thompson, or if he's going to give one game to Mike White, one game to Skylar Thompson, and then split it up the third game, or what. You're going to see very few starters, if at all, any.
In all 3 of them, or just the first one?
In all 3 of them. You might see a handful of starters this first one, just to get them acclimated somewhat. This is what we're going to, but I don't think we're going to see hardly any starters otherwise. And if they are, it might be for one series.
Yeah, especially with the injuries we've had the last 2 years.
And the injuries that have been already going on, it seems like.
Yeah, we signed another wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. Then if you didn't know it, that Connor Williams went to the Seahawks.
Yep. He signed, was it yesterday or Monday?
Yeah. I think it was, the actual signing was yesterday, I think, though.
Right, but I think they announced it Monday while we were on.
Yeah. A 1-year deal, so it's his make or break year, of course. We did a former University of Miami wide receiver to work out today. So there's a lot of little things going on. Hi, Miss Evelyn. Mountie. Go ahead and throw the link out there. So if anyone wants to join, it's going to be a busy night.
What's up, everybody that's watching us?
Glad to have you here. I have a hard time pulling
YouTube,
up the
Twitter.
Facebook one.
Their Facebook has been getting so iffy with things. You can't do it on groups. You have to do it on your personal pages now.
That's what the problem is. You told me that last week and I already forgot.
That old age catching up with you, Miss Pam.
Go figure.
So we are on Wednesday nights. We are on Huddle Sports Work now on Wednesday nights from 8 to 9 Central, 7 to 8, or 7 to 8 Central, 8 to 9 Eastern. Welcome, Mountie. How you doing, my brother?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, panel? Hey, Papa Paul. How you doing, Miss Pam?
Hey, Mountie.
How y'all doing? Greetings to you.
Doing good. It's exciting. We got Dolphin football in a couple days.
I'm excited, but I got a little certain amount of anxiety because I'm looking like this offense is not looking too hot. The offensive line is in shambles.
Well, you know what? We were saying pretty much the same thing last year during training camp and preseason, and then when it started, this regular season started off, they were a lot better off than we thought they were.
That's very true. That is very true.
Here we go. Campfire Tom.
Campfire.
Gas station today.
Yeah, in his car.
I was gonna say, I hope you don't have a campfire in your vehicle.
Oh, that would be bad. That'd be real bad.
How you doing, Tom?
I'm all right. It's a long day. How's everybody
Yeah. Doing well.
doing? Yeah.
I've been busy all day.
Very, very.
So I don't have much to say
See if you
tonight.
can wave
But,
your
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I don't have much to say tonight, but Chris Greer, get on the phone with Justin Simmons now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Seriously.
I really agree with you on that.
Like at this point, we haven't seen Poyer in a week almost at this point. I think he'll be fine to come back, but May hasn't played a full season either. Holland always getting nicked up with something. He needs to stay healthy because we need him. He's just so important in this scheme and fit. So it can't hurt to have another All-Pro back there.
Yep. Mr. Polk, how you doing?
What's up, Mr. Polk?
Hey, how you doing, Papa Paul? My sister,
Thanks. Take care.
John O'Hanlon, Tom. It's great to see Mountie. What's up, Mountie? Hello,
Hey,
can
Mr. Polk.
Oh, hi, sis. How are you? Can you
Glad
hear
to
me?
see you.
Oh, okay. Y'all can hear me?
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Fine and dandy.
Just want to make sure.
No, we're a little on the quiet side right now. We are waiting on a couple Atlanta Falcon fans to come in and talk about this weekend's. Well, what they've been at training camp watching the practices, so it'd be nice to get their side of the view of what they see and how they feel about things.
I'm sad to see that Rondell Moore got hurt today.
Yeah, that's the one I was telling him about. They took him off on the cart.
Yeah, he had an inflatable bandage, so
Yeah.
definitely a break of some sort.
Hmm.
Also, Water got a little dinged up. Also,
Well, Waddle, Brewer.
yeah.
I mean, there's
Yeah, Brewers
There's
very much depth there.
we have about 10 people already in some sort of injury one way or another. Most of them are, all we're told is it's insignificant.
Right.
Basically,
But how insignificant is insignificant,
That's a good question.
If they can practice a little and play week one, it's insignificant.
that's the plan.
Well, that's
al-
what we hope. Go ahead, Mr. Polk.
I just want to say real quick, I was on a few platforms today, and they were talking about the training camp, and what I've been hearing from just about, well, I could say all the ones that I've been on today was the same thing. They're talking about the offensive line is in bad shape, but my thing is this: I'm concerned about the offensive line and the center position, but that doesn't mean that the season's over with, because I was looking at how some of the fans were responding to the same, from about the offensive line like looking good in training camp, but I'm not saying that it's going to straighten out or it's going to get worse. But what I'm saying is too early to say that the season is over with, because that's how some of the fans are reacting. They're thinking that, oh well, the season's over with, and this you can't really tell. Okay, some teams can start off, training camp bad and then do well in the season. I can't say that because, like I said, I'm like John said, wait and see. But just don't throw the season away, and we just in training camp already.
And our fan base is
Anybody that's
bipolar as
throwing
it
the
gets.
season away is nuts.
Right.
Yeah.
Our fan base is crazy. You can't please them no matter what. Look, we understand it's a concern. It's been a 20-year plus concern as the O-line. Now we have the bookends right. We don't have the interior right. People are belly aching about Connor Williams signing with the Seahawks. I don't honestly think he wanted to come back. I think it kind of the relationship soured when he was asking for the money. Look, I want an extension before the season. It's risk of injury, this, that, and the third. And he played it, and he got hurt. He got hurt bad. And he's like not going to come back. You just start fresh somewhere else. Who knows if he's going to be able to play? Like that injury was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good to
last
see
year in the
two on Brewer.
preseason, people were bitching about the O-line, same as they're doing now.
Yep. I mean, they did bad today, but think about it. Three of the starters weren't even there. I mean, Jackson did a couple things, then was like doing stuff on the side. Armstead's not practicing. We don't have Win. Things happen. But we shall see.
Jorge Callis, thank you for joining us on Facebook. Welcome to the panel, Hooked Up Joe.
What's
Hello,
up,
how are
Hooked
y'all
Up
doing?
Joe?
Hey, what's
Wonderful,
up?
Heads up.
wonderful.
Long time no see, my brother.
Yeah, looking forward to the season. Long time no see for Pam. I had to jump up here when Pam was here, so just
See, Pam, everyone comes when you're here.
You better believe it.
Oh, that's so sweet. I can hear Hooked Up, but I can't hear the other guys very well. So I'm kind of leaning in. I
is
might
my
jump
mic
out,
too
but
loud?
thanks for coming up, Joe.
No, it's everybody else. She said she's having a problem hearing.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure my mic wasn't so loud way over everybody
No.
else's. That was why she could hear it.
Yeah,
No,
I can
you're
hear
good.
you good.
You're good.
So I was noticing your comment and then what Tom was saying as well about Connor. And it kind of like I get it, the guy wanted a contract, it's a sense of pride or whatever, plus a job. But I get so irritated by that, like the belly aching. You get to play a game for a living and make a whole bunch of money doing it. Just that, I mean, that kind of stuff just really irks me because there are so many people that would take his job in a red hot second, take the opportunity in a red hot second. So I get it. And of course, he needed a contract for sure. But some of that stuff just kind of irritates me.
I was glad the Tua gave in and actually gave us some outs. It's not. The contract was super team friendly. It was a lot more friendly than I thought it was going to be. As far as getting stuck with something if he gets hurt early, which of course we all pray he doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm quite sure when Chris Greer did his contract, he was aware that that Tua can get hurt and really hurt our season. So I'm quite sure he put some clauses in this contract just for that.
Have y'all talked about the quarterback 2 situation between White and Skyler kind of being neck and neck? Sorry, I've been a little bit away, but
No, not yet. We just got started. Matter of fact, Scotty out there on YouTube is asking if anyone focused on Cousins at all. At practice, he only tore his Achilles 3 weeks before Phillips. How does he look? I was not at practice this week. I had to come home. I've been a bit under the weather.
Sorry.
Well, I got shingles on my face and in my ear and stuff. So
Have you had them before?
no.
Because I've had them. And you're not supposed to get them like that, but I've literally had them 8 times. They are horrible. I know it's because of my autoimmune stuff. Apparently, I don't know why. Even the doctors are like, nobody gets them this often. But I'm sorry to hear that, Papa Paul, because that can not only be painful, but it makes you feel sick too.
Yeah, and it was, but it was so bad. I thought I had a serious ear infection going on because it was in my ear as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it was driving me crazy, making my ear hurt, making my teeth and jaw hurt. And
oh, yeah.
But
it's
the medication's already helping. I feel a lot better. I just want these sores to go away now.
Yeah, they will, but they can take some time. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too. Because I got my shingles vaccine about a few months ago.
I had mine less than a year ago. Oh, it'll be a year this coming October.
Yeah, I've had the shingles shot as well. Apparently, the one with the 2 shots is better.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I
that's
had.
that's the one we had.
Oh, good grief!
Hopefully that'll
Well,
make your symptoms less and make it not be so bad and painful and
That's
Well,
long
right.
lasting.
Exactly.
I'm
That's
lucky.
right.
I have an extreme high tolerance pain as it is, but it's like I tell my best friend down here. I said, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen to me, and it does.
Mm.
We are waiting on a couple of Falcons fans to join us, and maybe they can tell us what if Cousins was out there in the practice, how he looked. Other than that, we're just chatting up whatever we come across. There was a scuffle yesterday. I don't know if y'all heard about that.
There was another one today too.
Was there another one today?
There's about
Yep.
2 or 3 of them today.
Ooh,
Yeah, the refs were like, if it happens again, like we're to like stop practice or something. They're getting chippy.
was
Yeah,
that
like
between Dolphins and Falcons, or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think it was the D side because you had the video with
Yeah.
the offensive side in the front, and it was in the backfield.
there's a fine line between having a bully attitude and being a problem.
there is?
And you got to remember, some of these guys are fighting for jobs, so they may go a little harder than they should be when it's practice.
Right?
Absolutely.
And it's so stinking hot. I mean,
Oh,
the Dolphins players are more acclimated to that than the Atlanta players would be. I'm only assuming that they normally practice in their dome. I'm not sure if they practice outside the dome at all.
And even if they do, it's not tropical. It's just totally different.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Georgia heat, trust me, it is so bad. And I would almost say it's worse than our heat in a way, but it doesn't last like our heat does. And it's not every minute of every day. They get breaks.
The stadium is close to the ocean, so it's not like it's 110 degrees. It's always going to be, 90, feels like 110.
Right.
yeah, because we've been having heat advisories down here for the last, I'd say 2 or 3 weeks. Just about every day heat advisory. And the humidity down here is off the chain. Off the chain.
It has been
Yeah.
horrible.
And you have
That's
to
why every
wonder if-
news story starts with a Florida man, because his brains are baked.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to say, is that heat tears your body down. It tears everything down. And I kind of wonder if that's why we have a higher injury count. It's because our guys are always out there in that sun just getting beat on, and it just wears you down. Whenever they're on indoor practice, I'm happy about that. It's just between your eyes even get sunburned. My wife went to the eye doctor and he said, your eyes are sunburned. And she started wearing sunglasses and good eye protection. Her eyes actually improved. Being out there with no eye protection in that sun, I mean, their freaking eyes are getting sunburned. Everything is just frying.
And it's true. That is a good point. I know there's a guy my husband works with. He's special forces, been all over the world in every kind of weather and heat. And he said the worst heat he's ever experienced is right here. And he's from here. He works out at the Space Center now, but he's still in, what do you call that? Oh, did he retire? So he was in I can't think of the name. Backups, not the backups.
Oh, okay.
For years after he was out of full-time service. But he said our heat was the worst. Yeah, the reserves. Yeah, he was in the reserves for years. He said our heat is the worst he's ever experienced anywhere in the world.
Yeah, actually the news stations down here are actually telling everybody that when the heat advisory goes out, to take it seriously because the hospitals are reporting an influx of heat-related issues, heat stroke, heat exhaustion, and other heat-related
Okay, folks. Yeah.
conditions. Okay.
Real quick, I want to welcome our special guest, Miss Lisa Shepard from the Atlanta Falcons.
Hey, you
Hey,
What's up,
guys.
Miss Lisa?
hello.
Hello.
How you doing, Lisa?
Hello from Miami.
Glad to hear you down there. I was not able to be down there this week. First of all, let's talk about you a little bit. I've heard you've been a lifelong Falcons fan.
Yep, that's true.
And because of why?
Well, I guess I kind of have to give credit to my dad. He played college football, and then as an adult, now obviously all this is before my birth, but he actually worked at the first stadium where the Falcons played. So it's just the Falcons were a part of my life. I mean, growing up, we watched it together. He literally explained the X's and O's of football to me as a young
Nice.
child. So when people say, well, when did you really become a Falcons? And I actually asked my brother is 9 years older than me. And he literally said, Lisa, you've been watching, I had you on my lap when you were 2 watching football. So now granted, do I remember? No, but I just always remember, repping the Falcons. And I love football because that was such a part of my father's life. It just
Yeah.
kind of, was ingrained in me. Not only, like I said, was he a coach in the high school ranks, but he refereed college football as well and did that for many, many, years. So it's just one of those things. Football was a part of our life as a family.
Okay. Now, one of our guys was asking, did Kirk Cousins practice at all today?
Yeah, he did. Absolutely.
Okay. How is he looking?
He's solid. Now, of course it's practice, so they're not really going to give away too much. But,
Yeah. Well,
there were some short yardage things, but there were also a couple of explosive plays as well, which we were happy to see. So, yeah.
well, one reason he was asking is because he tore his Achilles approximately 3 weeks before Jalen Phillips tore his. So he's trying to compare the two.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, his movement, it seems like he's planting his feet well. It doesn't seem like, a lot of times they say, when you're rehabbing and then once you get back out on the field, a lot of it is mental. Like, do you really trust your body to not, have any issues? But Kirk is out there, we call it, his Atlanta nickname is Kirko Chain. So, we call like Kirko out there doing his thing. So now on Friday, though, I expect to see pennants. So just FYI on that. So.
Same thing with us. We don't expect Tua to be out there either.
I have a Tua story. So today, as I think you all may know that I have a very good Dolphins friend, Nita. And she's been kind enough, to get me access to the joint practices and everything, but also to the VIP section, which is on the Dolphin side, of course.
Yeah.
So anyway, Tua was on near the VIP section, running drills, and he threw a ball and it kind of went behind a receiver, but just kind of bounced and rolled right to me. So I got to throw it back. And so I was like, okay, that was fun. I wish somebody would have been able to record it, but they weren't really allowing fans to record.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's a great story.
It's
great
story.
I actually touched the ball that Tua touched. So I was like, okay.
But it's a memory. It's a good memory.
Sure.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
So, one thing with that story, Lisa, is whenever we win the Super Bowl this year, you'll be able to say, I caught a ball from a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Y'all are ready. I know
Same
that,
year.
yes, your franchise has won one, but they haven't really won. You guys have multiple Super Bowls, right? I know you have a perfect
Yes.
season. Yeah.
2.
So, yeah, but I know you guys are hungry for one as well.
Yeah.
Atlanta's still searching for the first, but yeah.
So, do you happen to know if the Falcons always practice in the dome? Do they have a field where they practice outside sometimes too?
Yeah, our practice facility is not like y'all where, right next to Hard Rock is a practice facility. In Atlanta, the practice facility is about 40 minutes north of Atlanta. It's in a city called Flowery Branch, Georgia. So that
Mhm.
is where the team practices. And unfortunately, this season, they're doing some upgrades. So there's a lot of construction going on. So they
Mhm.
restricted training camp practice for fans, which is kind of a bummer because it's a tradition for many fans to, make the drive up to Flowery Branch every, when training camp starts. I know me and my friends do, but we couldn't do it this year. But yes, there is an open field where typically fans are allowed to come, and normally they give us about 10 opportunities to go up there to see the team practice and everything.
Oh,
So they
okay.
practice
Oh,
fully
thanks for that.
outside mostly.
Yeah, this year they only had two opportunities. One was in a high school, which was actually kind of interesting. And then last Friday, it was at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium where we played. So, which is good because that gives people the one at the high school is no cost, and also the one at Flowery Branch is at no cost. But the one at the Benz is always like a $5 per ticket fee that goes to charity. But that gives, and a lot of times coaches and youth football teams will go to the open practices at the bands because, of course, regular season tickets are quite pricey if you're trying to take a group of young students
Sure.
to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah. Well, like with, I know what you mean about traditions. Since I became a season ticket holder, I go the whole first week of training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I live north of Tampa.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
go down there and spend the whole week down there for the whole first week. And Miami this year had 13 open training camps. That's including this week and next
Mm-hmm.
week.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Let me
I
ask
enjoyed
y'all.
it.
I know you guys have been having joint practices. You had last year and this year. Had you all had joint practices with other teams in prior seasons? I was just wondering, and if so, who were the teams?
I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yes, we have.
Well,
We've done quite a
Yeah.
bit.
Tampa
I
Bay.
think. Yeah, I
Oh,
think we
Yeah.
okay.
did 2 last
Yeah.
year. And this year we're doing 3 because 2 of them are at home back to back, and then we're going to go away. So obviously the joint practice away, we won't be attending that, but
Yeah,
but the ones that are here,
that's
Speak for
cool.
yourself. I'll be attending that. That's right around the corner from where I live.
lucky you.
Raphael says the Texans. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Washington. Yep.
Well,
Winner.
locally,
Oh,
What's up,
hey,
brother?
Dolphin
I
winner.
go up.
There go
Hey,
my brother.
what's going on, crew? How you guys doing this evening?
Glad to see
Hey,
you.
hey,
What's up, winner?
What are you wearing? A
that's what.
Sal jersey?
Yes, sir.
Love that.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Definitely.
That's a keeper forever, right? A
I
total
will
keeper.
listen. I'll probably be wearing it on the week 2 night for a Buffalo game. So I'll probably be wearing this exact jersey for that game.
Well,
Good for you.
we've been sitting here talking with Miss Lisa, learning about her and the Falcons.
That's what's up, man. They've been treating you good, Lisa.
Oh yeah, I love it. I'm telling you, I
Thank you.
love talking with fans from other fan bases and just kind of sharing stories and all that good stuff. So yeah, I
That's what's
just got
up.
on, to be honest. I haven't been on that long, but
I
yeah.
feel good. Then that makes me feel a whole lot better. So definitely.
Well, I mean,
That did
what else did
We
you
haven't
see
had a
at
SmackDown yet. Nothing like that yet. You didn't miss that part.
Okay, Lisa, what else did you notice at camp between the two teams? Anything exciting, different, unusual?
Well, yesterday there was a little, extracurricular activity, and today there were 3 times. I was like, "What's happening out there?" So I don't know. Did you guys hear about that, or did you see it?
Oh yeah.
I seen one of
I
them.
Yeah.
heard
So
about 3 scuffles.
yeah, today it was 3. I was just like, "What is going on?" So
Right.
We were talking
one
about
is
that
like, okay,
earlier.
who cares? One is
It's it
one. But and I
it's the
know, I think yesterday it was maybe somebody got up on Drake, and Drake about that action. So, he kind of, went back at it. But oh, and I got a selfie with Drake yesterday. That was
Yeah, I
fun.
seen that. That was really cool.
Yeah, yeah. Finally, I had actually met him one time previously, but the photo didn't come out. You know how they say if you don't have
Right.
a photo proof, it didn't happen. So I couldn't
Right.
really claim that. So now I can claim it. And he was cool.
See?
He was cool.
That's what's up.
Nice.
But
Well,
but you
it's
know,
nice to
if
hear.
you've been to training camp, you know how there's like 4 different pockets of players going. It's almost like it's hard to focus. What you want to see, and it depends on where you're sitting at the time. You know what I mean? So
Rain circus.
yeah, but I know the time when I was telling them that Tua threw an incomplete pass, but the ball just kind of bounced and rolled to the VIP area where I was standing, and I got to throw the ball back. So that was fun.
That's what's up.
No.
Talking to the dog. Which
Like,
dog
okay,
is your
whatever.
Indy. That's Indy.
dog?
Indy has learned how to speak on command, and when she wants things, she tries to let me know.
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
good.
Gotcha.
So, Raphael says Cam Smith is hurt again.
Oh,
One of our players got carted off as well.
Yeah, he was asking
Yeah.
about your player. How is your player?
Rondell Moore, number 14, a wide receiver for us, and that's I hate to
Well,
hear.
he had an air cast on, so something got broke.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm
Right.
sorry.
Or they weren't sure, right? So it wasn't good anyway,
Yeah, it
right?
wasn't good. Yeah, whatever. But it was non-contact, y'all. Though that's
That's the
it was
worst.
non-contact.
Oh
yeah.
God.
That's the worst. That's what you don't ever want to see from any athlete in any sport is a non-contact injury. We had that with one of our former Phillies last year, where he was just he was literally running to first base and just like that, and it was
Well,
sad. It was his Achilles.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what happened to Jaden Phillips because he was in the position to getting ready to rush the offense and do what that Achilles, right?
As soon as he went to explode,
Yeah,
just like that.
Well, and that's something that's on the verge. You when that happens, something like that, a tendon, it's something that's on the verge. If it's a break or something, you fell wrong. I don't know exactly what happened. Raphael says wide receiver Moore.
Yeah.
So
Rondell Moore. Yep, number 14.
yes. So is he a rookie? Who
We
is
got
he,
him in a
Lisa?
trade for Desmond Ridder from Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lisa,
I tell you, Lisa, I love a woman who knows her shit.
I'm telling you, I'm in this thing. I'm in it. I'm in the Million Falcons group, so I get all kind of information and takes. And also, there's a Falcons fan blog, and it's called Blogging Dirty. So I write for that as well. So when I say I'm in this, I'm in this. Like,
there you go. Listen,
I love to hear that other women are as passionate, like you. I was born here in Florida, so I've been a Dolphin fan not as soon as I was born because I'm older than the team, but as long as they've been around, I've been a Dolphin fan. So it's nice to hear other women being such passionate fans. I love that. It's kind of been more of a thing, maybe more because we hear about it more because of social media, but there wasn't that many of us, 30 years ago, there wasn't that many. Like even today, somebody will look at my husband and they'll like talk to him like past me.
Right, yeah.
And then I'll be saying stuff and then they'll look at him and go, "Oh, she really does know football." And I'm going to be like, "I'm going to take you down. What are you talking about?"
And and I tell people I'm a coach's daughter. Like I've been to, football banquets and all kind of stuff with him. Like this is, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to articulate it only because, it's like, well, you never played the game. Of course, I've never played, but that doesn't mean
you don't know
it.
it.
Doesn't mean I, don't have, and at
Well,
the end of the day,
I did.
like anything you study, like I have season tickets, so I have the NFL Plus, and I can watch, game film and all that other kind of stuff. I
Yeah.
like to see schemes and see how plays are, developed, and to see how, they're lining up. I mean, all that kind of stuff. So, there are women, and in fact, even though as good as, I may think I am, I actually have a friend. Her knowledge of based on how the players line up, she can call the play. Her mind is incredible, and I just love it. I love talking football, but she takes it to another level. So
Now,
awesome.
if that's Pamela, I did send her the link and all to join, but she hasn't popped in yet or anything.
yeah, I'm not quite sure if she checked it. No, and it's not Pam. It's another friend of mine,
Okay.
another native Atlantan. But we call her Auntie Pam in the Falcons fan base, because she's, another very passionate fan, a little older than most of us, but she travels. I see her everywhere. She travels, and when she said, "I'm gonna be in Miami too, let me know, if we can hook up." And of course, we hooked up today at training camp. She actually was supposed to come down yesterday, but her flight got canceled, so they delayed it to today.
Oh,
So yeah, so she did miss the day, even though the plan was for her to be here yesterday and today for both practices. But she will be at the game Friday. So
nice.
Are any of y'all going so I can meet you guys in person?
I
Are we
was
streaming?
I actually was going to be going, but I came down with the shingles up in my ear on the left side of my face, so I'm staying home to heal up and everything.
Okay.
And two of us live way up north. I'm in Jersey, and Winters is in Pennsylvania and Philly.
So,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I understand.
And I'm
Well,
in Miami.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Polk is in Miami. Crazy Dolphin. I call him Mr. Polk. Mr. Polk. He's my brother from another mother.
For real.
So how long have you as a crew known each other and been podcasting together?
Podcast is a year and a half old, or just over a year and a half.
Congratulations.
Right.
That's good.
Thank you.
We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Huddle Sports Network, which is actually on Roku and Amazon Fire Stick.
Okay.
And I've been streaming the games for years. And so, for example, Saul, he has been watching my stream for a while. And so I stream every Miami Dolphin game. And I do it in a Facebook group. I try to keep it relatively small so they don't kick me out, that kind of thing. But I just show the game, and it's not you don't see me, but you hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, you most definitely hear her.
We definitely hear Pam.
I love it.
I'm a little bit passionate, Lisa.
So yeah, I get
A
it.
little bit. You call that a little bit?
Wait. She's not only passionate about it, but she's very biased.
Extremely.
I'm a Dolphin fan.
And
I bleed aqua and orange right here.
And my sister's very passionate about being a Florida Gator. Also,
That's right. That's
Boo.
right. My Florida Gators and my Miami Dolphins. Yep. Florida girl through and through. Although half my heritage, by the way, Lisa, is Georgia. My mom's from Georgia and my dad's from Florida. So
Gotcha.
I was born and raised in Florida.
Yeah.
But that's half my heritage. A dear cousin of mine, he's been an Atlanta fan his whole life. And Georgia, are you a Bulldogs fan too?
Yep, all teams, ATL and Georgia. Yep.
The red and black.
Yep, all day.
My sister actually lives up in Atlanta.
Okay. That's great. And you
Man,
asked about something cool that happened or at training camp. Now granted, it wasn't like a lot of Falcons fans there, but there were, it was enough of us. And of course, we chat each other up. There were Falcons fans that did not live in Miami that drove, an hour and a half, 2 hours, just to come down. A lot of them brought their children. And so it was just cool to meet them. Of course, I'm like, well, you live in Florida. How did you become a Falcons fan, and most often it's going to be one of two things: either Deion Sanders or Michael Vick, pretty much depending on the age of the
Yeah.
person. So,
Yep.
and I'm like, and I just say, man, because I know you get it, what I'm saying, being a Falcons fan and, not in Georgia. And they were like, yeah, but I just always think it's cool that, they rep the team and again, go out of their way to see the team and everything. And one family, they had never been to training camp, so they didn't really know how it works. Like they didn't know, where the Falcon side was. And I was like, no, you got to follow me. I can kind of show you the ropes. And the kid got to meet, because, we were there early enough to see the team arrive. So the team buses where they got off to enter into the practice facility, they walked right past us, and the kid got signatures, pictures, all that good stuff. So
Oh,
a lot of
nice.
memories were made. And
Nice.
the parents were like,
real quick, I just want to answer the question here. If you're coming in for this weekend's game, there is no hurricane to worry about. And
Right.
if it's storms, the only way it'll affect it is if there's a severe lightning, and then they'll just delay it for so long.
Yeah, don't worry about the hurricane. It's headed up here.
Yep.
Well,
It might
really,
look like a hurricane, but it's not really a hurricane. It's just a normal 3 o'clock storm.
Yeah, not anymore, right? Yeah. But
Right.
it's 7
But-
at 7. What's the game at 7:30, 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock tomorrow night.
It'll definitely
Friday
things
night.
die
Friday.
down at that time. So it should be okay for the game Friday.
Todd, welcome to YouTube. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, brother.
Hey Todd.
And Lisa, I wanted to ask you a question. Did you ever get a chance to see Jamal Anderson do his dirty dance?
of course, Jamal's my
Oh,
boy.
my
I have video of us together. Jamal's around, he's still very connected to the team. He does a lot of
Okay.
engagement appearances. I got all kind of pictures with Jamal. Jamal and I are super cool. He responds to my Twitter or, any messages I send him. But yes, I can actually
That's great.
I can send y'all video of him doing the Dirty Bird. And also, what's super cool about Jamal, you know how every franchise has an international fan of the year. Do y'all know? I'm sure y'all know, right?
Oh,
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
ours is from Germany. And he actually got to do our 4th round draft pick this year in Detroit. But anyway, he became a Falcons fan in the 90s because of Jamal Anderson. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Me and him
That's cool.
connected, and we're like, just Falcons friends, and we, met up in, like, he comes to Atlanta. He comes to Atlanta every season for a game or two. But he has never met Jamal. And so basically, I have at my place a Jamal Anderson jersey. I'm just waiting for Jamal to say when we can connect. And then, of course, once Jamal gets, we get the signature, then I'll either ship it off to Germany or he'll get it when he comes to Atlanta. So yes, Jamal, Jamal is very fan friendly. He loves doing the Dirty Bird dance. It's like, you ain't really got to ask him. He gonna bust it out. So yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Well, he has
Okay.
a friend down here in Miami because that's why I brought his name up because because he's one of my favorite players, even though he's Atlanta Falcon. Same with Michael Vick
Yep.
and somebody else you mentioned.
Who gave me a thumbs down?
I have no idea.
Never even seen that. Where's
I've
he
never
coming
seen
from?
it.
I've never seen that before. Is that part of YouTube? I haven't seen that.
I've never seen that either.
Can y'all,
I must
can
have
y'all
blinked
see
and
who
missed
did
it.
it? Is it like a?
I
Yeah,
saw
we
it.
could see it.
Yeah.
We
I
can
have
see it
no
pop
idea.
up on your picture.
But I'm saying, but can you see who did it? I want to
No,
know.
we don't even
I
know
have
what it
no
is.
idea.
We've never seen it.
Oh.
I
Oh,
didn't
wait,
get a chance to see
I
it.
thought it was
What-
you.
No.
Yeah, I thought it was on yours because we've never seen
okay.
that.
What?
I
What?
I
have no
don't
idea.
know. I didn't
Well,
see the thumbs down.
I got a quick question for you.
Mhm.
On another aspect, how do you see the Dolphins looking?
I don't know what happened last, because didn't you all kind of start off hot and then kind of implode?
Well,
Yep.
we were riddled with. I mean,
That's right. You had injuries, yeah.
we lost
Bad.
half our starters almost.
So yeah, that's not, yeah, that's an anomaly for sure.
But
I
we
mean,
still,
yeah. But yeah,
we
but I
were.
think because didn't y'all go somewhere cold and it just did not work out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kansas City was minus
Negative
20.
30 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people
But
in the
no, but I
hospital
mean,
from
I
that
had no
one.
beef
It
with
was
Miami. I
cold.
mean, of course, Tyreek, Waddle, good Lord. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Well,
I think I think my expectations were that y'all should have gone further than you did. But I mean, I
another
know
real
every
quick
year,
question.
huh?
Another real quick question. Your Atlanta Falcons, not being biased, what is your aspect? What do you expect them to achieve this year?
In terms of record or
Record, their season record for this year, pretty much.
well, last year we went 7-10 with poor quarterback play with 3 games that we literally gave away. So I almost feel like if that team last year, which really should have been 10-7 instead of 7-10, given our offensive weapons, given our new offensive coordinator, I would like to see us at a minimum have 10 wins, and it would be amazing if we made the South.
The whole thing with knew this and knew that, and I know you know this, but there's a period in there where things don't gel for a while, so I mean, we've had a lot of knew this and knew that for the past, I'd hate to even
25
say
years.
how many years, but yeah, a lot. And turnover in coordinators, offensive, defensive coordinators, and coaches. And so I know that can all be good, but it can lead to something good in the future. A lot of times it's really hard to realize that greatness right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I got something to ask, Lisa. So you guys last year spent about $90 million on your defense. And we know that was a major overhaul from what you guys had in the past.
Yep.
Have you guys had make any more improvements to your defense? And you are in the division with also the Saints, the Packers, and
Saints, Bucks, and Carolina.
Okay, Saints, Bucks, and Carolina. So
Bucks, yeah.
With the NFC South. So since the NFC South, that's the NFC South division.
Mm-hmm.
We know that.
Sorry, Saul. Real quick, I got to play a commercial. We got to cut off from Huddle Sports Network.
All right.
Okay. Sorry about that, brother.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Floor is yours.
I love seeing that WCFL up there. That was so cool. Love it.
Floor is yours, Saul. Sorry about that.
Let me see if I can remember. So,
you're asking about the money we spent on defense, talking about the division.
Yes. So where do you feel that you guys can make improvements as what you've seen right now, even though that your 53 hasn't been set up yet? Where do you stand right now with the practices that you have seen these last 2 days with your squad?
It's just tough to really make a true assessment, because they're trying different combinations. And for us, in terms of our defense, one of the biggest assets that we got last season, of course, was Jesse Bates from the Bengals.
Right.
Jesse Bates singularly saved us in at least 3 games last year, including a big pick six against the Saints. So it was that has paid off, no question. All the money that he got, he deserves, because he's produced. Now I will say, Calais Campbell, who is now a Dolphin, he was an impactful player, but he was only on a 1-year contract, and then he decided to go to y'all's team. And
Right.
Calais
To a
either
good
had
guy.
6 or 7 sacks last year. So now we're like, where are we going to get, make up the sacks that Calais had last season? So I think, defense is still a question mark for some of us. Some people, there were, debates in the fan base about what we should do with our first round draft pick. And of course, as we know, it was Penance and not a defensive player, which most of us felt like we needed, someone opposite Bates, or, another safety, something. So I'm concerned a little bit about our depth, but also though, the thinking is, let our offense be our defense, meaning, our offense just was not very productive last season. So our
Right.
defense was out on the field a lot. So
Right.
if this team, if the 2024 Falcons offense can generate enough points, then that should be something where our defense isn't on the field as much as they were last season. And then that plays into our favor. I think any defense that's on the field, really more than the offense, is going to be problematic, especially as the game goes on. So, that defense is a question mark for a lot of people in terms of, how far the Falcons can go, because we just don't 100% know what we have yet with the defense. But, we'll see. I just hope they get it right, y'all, because we've gone 6 seasons without making the playoffs, and I certainly don't want 2024 to make the 7th. So they just got
Is it better though to lose out going, or trip and fall into the playoffs, which is kind of what we've done? So
I think
I don't know.
playoff experience is never a bad thing, no matter kind of,
No,
because
but
once you're in, then because it kind of sucks when your season's over, like in November, or early
right.
December. You know what I mean? But I
Yes.
is, especially the young players, everything levels up in the playoffs. And so I think I will never say playoff experience is a bad thing, even if you trip and
Right.
fall and just land in the playoffs somehow. Everyone is 0-0 when the playoffs start, and then anything can happen from there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Okay.
I know Atlanta will rather make it, no matter if we have to get through the back door, than be sitting at home, when playoff football is happening.
Okay,
Right.
Miss Lisa. Raphael Courtwright's asking, what players stuck out from the Dolphins versus Falcons when you were watching practice?
So, I mean, besides Tyreek, no, did he play
Yeah.
today? I saw
He
him
might.
he had on sweatpants though.
So he might not have played practice today.
Or I don't know, because remember, I was going in between the VIP area and then way on the other side where the Falcons.
Yeah.
So I was doing a lot of movement today just to kind of see what I could see. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we know about, Hill, Tua, Waddle, but to be honest, I wasn't really looking for Dolphins players.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. How do you feel about Janu Smith joining us this season? Former
Yeah,
Falcon.
I knew. I liked him as well. I really did. I actually got to meet him at an away game, because I think players, like it when, the fans go on road games, and it's actually quite easy to meet them on the road, to be honest.
Yeah, they
But
are.
yeah, I
Yeah.
got to meet him, and he was cool. I've always liked John New, even, when he was with other teams. But yeah, I liked him and got to meet him once or twice.
I got a
Well,
question for you.
go ahead.
Being a Dolphins fan and our fan base, we're like divided. Half the fan base loves Tua, half the fan base hates Tua.
Mhm.
How is it now that you guys signed Cousins?
Yeah. Good
I
question.
mean, there's a
Sure.
pushback. I mean, the thing is with Cousins, for many of us, it was the length of the contract and then the guaranteed money. It was,
Right.
100 million guaranteed out of $180 million contract. Now, effectively, though, a lot of that contract is front loaded. So yes, it's 4 years on paper, but in reality, it's really more like a 2-year contract if things don't work out and Atlanta wants to move on. And then, of course, when the decision was made to draft Penix in the first round, I mean, you talk about a divided fan base. Some people were up in arms, like, are they doing this front office?
Right.
But yeah, we're very familiar. And in all honesty, our fan base just loves the quarterback debate. People are still debating about Michael Vick and Matt Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
there's always, I personally felt like, in particular with that topic, Matt Ryan kind of stabilized our franchise after, what was going on, with Vic. So, but there will be people who will never like Matt Ryan because of the type of player he was in terms of the pocket, staying in the pocket. He wasn't as exciting as Vic. So our fan base has had quarterback debates at this point for 15, 20 years. So,
Which is crazy, right? Because Matt Ryan was, I mean, an
yeah.
awesome player. I watched him, from college ball
Mhm.
all the way. I mean, I don't know how you can have a problem with a player
People
like him.
do. Yeah.
He was
And,
amazing.
and I kind of, the Matt Ryan objectors are very vocal. And I kind of hated that. Like anytime I would see, just an overwhelming amount of social media noise about him. Because my thing was, he is our quarterback, and he is actually the best franchise quarterback we've had. So to me, it's no debate. I got like 3 Matt Ryan jerseys, and he is
Right.
inducted into our Ring of Honor, and I will be rocking Matt Ryan jerseys proudly.
Right.
He could just do no right. So, and I think
Do
that's
you remember watching him from Boston College at all? Do you remember?
not really, because I'm not that big of a college football watcher. But I mean, of course, I've been to Boston, and my friend actually lived near Boston College. I was like, we got to go where Matt Ryan went to college. And so we did. And so I took
Right.
him, and I actually, tagged him. It was like, was on your old stomping grounds. And I, sent it to Matt and his wife, because that's where they met. They met as college sweethearts. So.
So I wanted to ask you, we kind of touched on, playoffs, not making the playoffs, realizing your season is over in November or whatever, how disappointing that is, or being blown out in the game. It's personally, I watch every down. I never turn it off. I don't care how bad it is. Are you able to do that yourself, or do you sometimes go like, I'm out of this game, I'm not watching anymore?
No, no, it's my team. Because at the end of the day, I mean, I debrief with other Falcons fans whether we win or lose. So I have to be informed about what happened. And I am a season ticket holder, so I'm at all the home. Now, I will say, obviously, when you're at the game, it's a different experience because you don't, get the commentary and, a lot of replays that the
Oh,
television audience
I'll
gets.
mute him. Yeah.
So, but no, I'm not gonna get fed up. I mean, we knew, particularly with our previous coach, Arthur Smith, who was doing double duty as the OC and head coach, there was some deficiencies there. Maybe he took on too much. And now he is just the OC for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who we happen to face week 1. So it'll be interesting to see, will he be better because he didn't have to worry about being a head coach of a team? It'll just be interesting. But there were some definite questionable calls Arthur Smith made, particularly in the red zone, that we believe cost, us games, which ultimately cost him his, so. But no, I'm watching every down. I'm not gonna get so fed up that I can't watch my team. That's crazy. I'm not that kind of fan.
All right, I want to go down memory lane with you. You guys on one of those Super Bowl appearances did the unthinkable, upset a team that was that was predicted to go to the Super Bowl. Y'all defeated one of the, at that time, the highest powered offensive teams with Randall Cunningham, Chris Carter, Randy Moss, and you guys went into a hostile Minnesota Vikings stadium to go against them in the NFC Championship game. Can you go back in time and tell me how the city was feeling at that moment in time going into that game?
I mean, when we beat them to get to our first Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's how we did it, and I guess I can't necessarily remember the details of that since it's been so far back. But Atlanta being Atlanta, is on 10. And I tell people there's some cities where the football defines the city. That's not Atlanta. Atlanta is its own thing. And don't get me wrong, the energy is certainly heightened when our sports teams, and particularly the Falcons, are doing well. But parties, height, tears, all that good stuff. Unfortunately, both of my parents, had passed away by the time we made it to the first Super Bowl. So that wasn't something that I could share with them. But, for me, I always think about just growing up every Sunday watching the Falcons at our old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, which was the first stadium that we had. And just those memories. But yeah, you're talking more, close to 30 years now. So
I know that's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, some parallels with the Falcons and the Dolphins. The conversation that we having tonight.
Well, you'd be surprised if you actually got another podcast. Your fan base of every team is, half of them love him, half of them hate the quarterback, half of them love this guy. They think the front office sucks.
I did not know that about Tua, that your fan base was split over Tua like that.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Oh my God. Actually, I gotta correct. It's 2-9. Tua can't do no wrong. Then it's purgatory where some of us fans like myself, Tua's my quarterback. I want him to succeed. I need you to prove me wrong when we go against teams that we're not supposed to beat. That's me. I'm a part of that crew, like a couple of people on this panel. And then you got people that can't stand this man. Like they just hate him. I don't like using the word hate, but they hate Tua. They just don't. They don't, and I'm like, dude. So you hate the quarterback, but you want the team to succeed.
Y'all can get over the hump with his particular style of play. Like,
They just want another quarterback than Tua.
Yeah.
And what we've been telling everybody is this. Here's the thing. The thing is, this man has been the best quarterback we have had since Marino. It is
There's the problem.
That is
There's the problem.
Right.
He's not Marino. Anybody since Marino, it's the same thing. It's a love-hate relationship. And I'm like Dolphin winners. I'm like, that's my quarterback. As long as he wears aqua and orange, I support him. I'm not the 2-and-on where he can do no wrong, and I'm certainly not the hater. I'll call him out when he doesn't do right. Like I can do that, but it is so polarizing. Tua is, never in the last, I mean, I think as Dolphins fans since Marino, it's been that way. But this is the worst.
All time.
Right.
And I think what
And,
happens
and
here is we have those of us that we'll call on the plateau, which is in the middle. We're not that loud, right? We're just here. And then the ones that are off each end of the plateau are very loud. So it's not
yeah,
that it's the quantity, it's the loudness.
Yep.
right.
Relate to.
Exactly.
Exactly, Joe.
Because I made it clear on different platforms that when it comes down to any player that wears the Miami Dolphins, I'm supporting them.
Yes.
And also, I'm not, and I've said, okay, I'm not a tour near and I'm not a tour hater. But to show you just how bad sometimes our fan base is, I've had people say, okay, well, you said this about Tua, you're a Tua hater. Oh, you said this about Tua, you're a Tua lover. I
Yes.
said, how many times I have to tell y'all, I am not a Tua hater, Tua lover. I just support the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, period.
Yeah.
Trust
And
me,
they
I was
will
not.
call you out, Mr. Pope.
Yeah,
They
like
did.
I'll say this: I was not a Jay Cutler. I was not a Jay Cutler fan. And
Oh, no.
we all knew what it was. He came in here for 1 year.
Mhm.
I said he's going to come in, just be our quarterback for 1 year, and just go. And that's exactly what it was. That's my quarterback. I'm gonna support him. I don't want him to get hurt. If he can take us to the promised land, cool. If he can't, hey, look, he did with the best he could, and we're gonna have to move on. And that's how it's been for us since Marino retired. We've had one quarterback. We've had two quarterbacks that took us to the playoffs. We've had a few players that take us to the playoffs. Only one of them has won a playoff game. We've had about 3 to 5 of them that took us to a playoff, but not one.
Yeah.
So we need to find, because we're really, I told people, we're in the position where the Detroit Lions used to be in, where we didn't have any playoff wins, and now we're on the 24th season without a playoff win, and that is alarming, especially with the talent that we have. We didn't bring in McDaniel just to be an average coach, dude. We gave you the keys to sit there and be this dude. Like I told people, I give coaches 2 years to implement their system. The third season, I'm on your ass. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it is. I'm done. Look, you need to fix everything that you had a problem with, and it needs to work now. So the offense need to be clicking like this. No delay a game. No the dumb shit. Not knowing your time or whatever. You need to get it together. The defense is a question mark for us because of Anthony Weaver coming in, Coach Weaver coming in, and I love the fact that he got these balls flying around. I love it. It's a brand new
chippy.
They're being very chippy, as you've seen in person. We're tired of being the guys that we're the finesse team. We're tired of that. I love what they're saying. I've been seeing the videos. I need to see it now in gameplay. And now if you can do this in gameplay and set a standard where, okay, we're playing against the Miami Dolphins, and damn, we just played one of the hardest games that we used to play, or we played. That's the standard. If you can hold that standard, if you can control that, and you can sit there and make them play your game, it's going to be a problem for every team in the league.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
But
what
go
expectations
ahead.
for your team this season? Just kind of based off, what you just said. What do you think, or what would you like to see this year?
What I said, I actually answered this a couple of weeks ago on here, and I said this until I see us on the field for our preseason games, and I think week 1 will answer a lot of questions for me. Maybe week 1 and week 2, because I'll be there against the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, I will say this: we are until I see what we are the 2024 Miami Dolphins. I'm not getting any predictions. I'm not doing any of that, because guess what? All you're doing is setting yourself up for a really upsetting season. I love this team as much as these people on this panel, and I tell people, I'll tell you this: I'm not going to set myself up saying I'm going to pick them and say 12-5 or this or that. Other people on this panel will, and I respect them for doing that. For me, I am like this. You got to show me. You can say it, but you got to show me. The show me state. You got to show me what it is. You can tell me.
You ain't even in Missouri. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm just saying. Yeah, you got to show me. You got to let me know for a fact that this is what it is. Don't get me wrong. I'm not expecting you to win every game. If you can, that's cool. But I'm not expecting it. What I want to see is you leave your heart and soul out on that field, win, lose, or draw. And if you keep doing that, I will sit there. I can excuse a loss if I know you put everything you needed in that 60 minutes on that field. As long as you do that for me, we're good. If you start doing a lot of dumb shit and stuff, and come on, man, we're not doing that. Like the collapse that we had with the Tennessee last season. Paul was there. They got to see it firsthand, and I was at home, and I was just sick to my stomach. There's no way you lose a game like that in 2 minutes and 53
Yeah, I thought
seconds.
the game as well.
Like,
Yeah.
At
so,
Tennessee. Come
uh,
on, man.
uh,
But
We are
but you know what though?
all the John O'Hanlons. I've always been, you say rose-colored glasses, aqua and orange-colored glasses. I'm always 100% positive. This is it. This year, I'm a John O'Hanlon. We're all John O'Hanlons.
Yeah.
just
Wait
like
and
you
see.
said.
When you
Yeah,
show
See,
me, we're all.
I'm right.
right,
I'm with you.
because really, to tell you the truth, and I've said this a million times, the defense had kept us in games the last 2 seasons. Now we
Hmm.
have a defensive coordinator and what have you. And just like the rest of them said, I have to wait and see. But I do have expectation to see our offense uh get past um the mistakes and the what's the implosion that we've been experiencing the last 2 years, where the
Yes.
defense keeps you in the games, but you can't get points on the board to the point where they're on the field too much. They're getting injured because they're keeping us in games game after game after game. So
Hmm.
I do have a little expectation, one to see the offense do better because we don't know what we have with the defense.
And
We'll
Exactly.
wait
what
and
they're
see, just like
talking
you
about,
said.
Lisa, is I'm the guy when people ask questions, I'm the guy that I'll give you a response, but at the end of my response is always, let's wait and see.
Yeah.
Wait and see who the 53-man roster
Yes,
is.
of
Wait
course.
and see how the new defensive coordinator can get the guys to come together. Wait and see how we do in the first, second preseason game before we really start getting on players and seeing what's going on. You got to wait and see. You're a fan. You have no
Hmm.
control over it. You don't get to pick the guys. You don't get to pay the guys. You're not in the locker room with them. You're not privy to conversations. Wait and see.
Yeah. Yeah. That fan speculation, boy. Some of these
Uh,
folks really think that they impact what happens
mhm.
up in these front offices, and
Yeah.
Mm,
so.
You can
Yeah.
climb on the highest mountain and scream about a draft pick. They're not going back and change it.
Mm-mm.
Right.
This
right.
They
done.
drafted who they drafted. They
There's
But
no
paid who
just
they
like
reset
paid. They
button.
traded who they traded for.
Well,
Right.
just like with the Tua situation, they weren't expecting Tua to get the contract that he got because some people were actually saying that we should move off of Tua and go and let him go and get some and bring up the next person. But it's just like what we discussed in this on this platform, and Joel Hannes said the right word. We got to wait and see. The front office going to make the decision whether you like it or not. Plain and
Yep.
Mhm.
simple. You can get
Yeah.
up here and argue and fuss and carry on.
I
Not
just have
in
that
this
kind of energy, and more importantly,
right.
I always say, y'all, the staff of the team, they see these players pretty much every day. We have to trust that
Right.
they know what they're doing. These are their jobs, and at the end of the day, if they're not successful at their jobs, they will not have a job at some point. So
Yep.
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying. For instance, like Terry Fontenot, this is year 4 for him being our general manager. Right
Mm.
now, he is 0-3. We have not had a winning season since he's been our general manager. How much rope is Mr. Arthur Blank going to continue to give him? I definitely think based on what happens with this season, that's going to determine whether or not this man keeps his job. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to do anything to sabotage his multi-million dollar position. So I think he's going to make the best
Hmm.
decisions for the team because that can personally impact him. And at the end of the day, he wants to do well as the general manager. He knows it doesn't look good, being 0-3. And that's why, he's made some decisions that I think that he feels will better the team and then will yield results on the field. But at the end of the day, it has to yield results. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if it doesn't, then you're talking about lack of continuity. We might be looking for another general manager. You know what I'm saying? Coming up in
Right.
2025. So
That sounds so
this is a
familiar
very
too.
Yeah.
It
There you
it
go.
does, Joe. It does. But she's right. They have a vested interest, but it doesn't
yes.
mean, I mean, obviously, not all of them, despite their vested interest, are great at making decisions for their team because there's a little shuffle in the hiring and firing. But with our general manager, Lisa, like, there's a lot of, mm, you know, he's
Yeah, the
been around a minute.
plateau is not quite as thick with our general manager. You either hate him or you love him, or there's a few people that are on the fence, but most people are pretty much one side or the other, maybe jumping back and forth.
I
Yeah.
love
Mhm.
Nene, how she calls him Aloysius. I mean, I just absolutely, I can't hardly call him anything but Aloysius now. She
Paul, you
cracks
want
me
to
up.
drop the link, Paul?
I dropped the link earlier, but I'll drop it again.
Well, I gotta run, guys. And Lisa, it was super nice to meet you.
Here.
And I hope y'all have a great season, except
Thank you.
for, like, not if we happen to see you in some capacity. Then you got to
Yeah,
go down.
but the future schedule for 25 has y'all coming to Atlanta. So
Yep.
hopefully next year I can see some
Oh
of
yeah,
y'all.
That would be
yeah.
Yeah,
great.
well,
I plan
Lisa,
on being there.
Saul and I plan on being there as well.
We'll
Okay.
be there.
All
Yes,
right.
it'll be my first time there, so definitely.
I love
One
it. I love
one
it.
one of my best friends from New Jersey moved to Cumming, Georgia, like 6 years ago.
Hmm.
So he actually goes to a watch party somewhere near the stadium. It's a Dolphins bar. But
Oh, okay.
next year I'll be flying down to stay at his house and going to the game.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Nice. That's so
Real,
nice.
Hey,
Well,
real
Pam,
quick,
tell
real
your husband I said hello.
I will, my brother. I will tell him you said hi, and thanks everybody, and peace, love, and fins up.
Peace, love, and
Peace, love,
fins
and
up.
fins up.
real quick, I want to shout out to the 140 plus people on Twitter listening to us, watching us. Please jump over to YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button so you know when we're on.
Thank you for
Other than that,
tuning
I
in.
appreciate everyone tuning in to us.
Yes,
And on the
definitely.
note of Pam going out, we have an amazingly strong female podcast in the Dolphins community. We have Miss Fins, and she's on like every day, and we have like all female streams. We have players' mothers that come on,
That's great.
Needham's mom, and so just you were talking earlier about it, and just wanted our Dolphins community's amazing in that regard.
I love
Yeah.
Oh
it.
yeah, I mean,
I love it.
not this year. Last year, Allie Goodman was our fan of the year.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
she's in one of the groups I'm in. Ladies
Yeah,
of football.
Dolph
Yes.
Frankie. Yeah,
Yeah, freaky.
yeah.
Finsanity. Yeah,
You got
Finsanity.
Marissa Moreno does her podcast.
Yeah.
Dolphin.
We just had DolFan on a couple weeks ago. She usually is in the community. Ashley Natalia, she's in the community.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't leave
Alyssa,
somebody out.
That's
I
a
mean,
lot, you guys. That's really
yeah.
great. I'm glad to hear.
Yeah, we have, and listen, and the one thing that I enjoy is I love to listen to the women speak on football because they know what they're talking about as well, and they're as passionate as we are. And I keep telling people, I really think that's a beautiful thing that you got some women out here that know the game better than some men do. So I appreciate women like yourself and women across the nation and across the globe that love the sport as much as the men do. So much respect to you. We need more women like you. So I'm saying that as a man, we need more women like you in the community in all sports and all the NFL teams. So I want to personally say thank you.
I think it's
Same
great.
here.
And thank you
Amen.
for, inviting me on this platform.
Yes.
I think it's super cool to meet fans who love their teams but are willing to invite fans from other fan bases, and where you can just talk football respectfully. And I've
And
enjoyed chatting with y'all for real.
well,
Oh
and
no, we're
that's what we're here for. That's what we made this show, is to accept everybody.
and to be
You know.
respectful and just talk.
There you
Not
go.
yell, not scream, not talk over each other, not force your opinion on somebody else. We agree to disagree sometimes.
Yes.
Saul made a point earlier saying that Tua is the best quarterback since Marino, which I don't agree with. I think Tannehill. I don't think Tua is better than Tannehill yet.
And I agree with John on that. So I'm disagreeing with Saul in a sense, but
Hey, look, it's all gravy.
Right.
I mean,
We discussed
if we all agree with each other, then it wouldn't be any fun.
It'd be
Right.
really boring.
Yeah.
It'd be
Right, 'cause I-
extremely boring.
Because I agree with Saul myself. To tell you the truth.
But at least hearing, I know maybe it was Saul just saying he's the type of fan where you're just gonna rep your team, and of course
Yeah.
you're
Well,
gonna
we are,
have
yeah, and we all
opinions
do
about
that,
the
yeah.
personnel, but like I said, because I cannot be a fan of the team, and I told you, were just so many people that just were not on board on the Matt Ryan train, and they might as well have been a Saints fan the way they would talk about him. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I can't. Like, you're a
Trust me,
different
there's a lot of Dolphin fans. I'm surprised they're not. I'm surprised there's a few Dolphin fans that are not Patriot fans or Jets fans or Buffalo
Yeah.
fans.
It's like the
Exactly.
way you
The way we
talk
talk
about,
about,
the QB, QB1.
yeah,
Exactly.
We
it's
not the same
that.
type of fan,
It's
even though we wear
disgusting.
the same colors.
Well,
So
Miss Lisa, you're more than welcome to join us anytime you want. Just if you want to come up one day, we're on Wednesday nights, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays.
okay.
Sundays we're on at 9 in the morning. So during the season, you'll catch us at doing interviews at tailgating and stuff.
Oh, very
But
cool.
if you want to join us, just send me a word and I'll send you the link.
I love it. Thank you so much. And we'll get together, for Atlanta 25. So that
Oh
Of
yeah,
course.
most definitely.
and I would love to introduce you to some more Falcons fans, some of our content creators. So maybe we can broaden this, when we match up next year for real. So
That's
Lisa,
like,
Lisa,
hey.
do you have your own show?
I don't have a show, but I'm
Yet.
well connected to it's about a good 10, just kind of, as I say, usual Falcons suspects, that are content creators. So I can definitely connect you with those guys. And again, good people just want to talk football.
That's right. That's all we love to do.
Yeah.
We just do what we love and love what we do, and that's talking Miami Dolphins football and talking football with other fans.
I love it. I love
and
it.
then, and the reason why we really did this is because we wanted to learn the history. We wanted to learn the emotions that you guys have gone through the
Yeah.
different scenarios of the years of being fans of your franchises. So that was one of the main reasons why that we came up with that concept as well. Because I brought it to Paul's attention and I brought it to the team's attention. I said, why can't we have fans from other teams come on our show? So I'm gonna try my best to look for Jags fans before the Jags game. Buffalo, we have had Buffalo fans on here. We've had Detroit Lion fans on here. So we've had fans from other teams on our podcast, and we want to make that somewhat more of a trend also. So, because I'm going to work on trying to get Gelatorian on here. He's from the New York Jets. He's a super fan from the New York Jets. I'm going to try to get him on the show before the season gets started, because I know a lot of people schedule their busy and stuff like that. So, we try to sit there and keep that all in mind, because, we all know it's life that goes on after we shut these cameras down on these phones. So with that being said, I appreciate that people actually take the time out to join us on the times that we're on, and it means a lot to myself, and I feel like it means a lot to the panel, and definitely we appreciate that, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Because of you being on the panel today, Lisa, I see some similarities and some differences. But the thing is, with me, I'm so passionate. I love football, period, that to the point where even if our season is over with, I'm still gonna go and watch some of the other NFL teams. I'm gonna go and watch the college football and all that. 'Cause I'm just passionate about football, period.
Yeah.
And just like what Dolphin Winter said, with me, I was raised up with a mom who was also a football fan as well. So that's why, like Dolphin wanted to say, I have a lot of love and respect for women that who are in the NFL and know the NFL and they have their favorite teams. And all. I got a lot of love and respect.
Hmm. And I just, it's just so many levels to it. You can be a fan, and then when you truly see how making it to the league can truly impact an entire family or community. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It goes beyond just a player. I remember Tyler Algier. He's one of our running backs. He's from California. His
Hmm.
his entire it was like maybe 12 or 15 of his relatives came to his last game, not this past season, but the season before, and I think he broke some sort of record, and they were all in attendance for it. But you can just see the pride and the sacrifices that the entire family, I'm talking about uncles, cousins, mom,
Hmm.
grandparents,
Hmm.
the whole squad, and just the joy. They were all, of course, in Algier gear, and I was like, it's truly a family thing. And yes, it's a high profile job, but at the end of the day, it's just knowing that somebody had a dream to make it to the league, they made it, and they're sharing
Hmm.
that complete experience with their loved ones, friends, and family. And it was just great to see. It was great, and I got a picture with them. It's like they were just so happy, to just share in the joy of having him be in the NFL. So I love it. I love just the stories of, making it to the league and what it means. And
Hmm.
then, when they're successful and have great careers, that's even better. But there's just so many human stories, that go into this thing. And even like, I love you guys actually had a really good Hard Knocks in series. That was good. Last season, I watched it all because the whole in season. I think weren't you guys the first ones to be featured during the season on Hard Knocks?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
was
We started
great.
right after I think
Training.
it started right around the game in Germany, right, gentlemen?
Yeah, but I don't believe we were the first team to do in season. They've done that before. I think we were the second or third.
Okay, I actually hadn't watched, but I did watch y'all, and it was just riveting. And even Mike, y'all's coach's stint in Atlanta and kind of what he went through, and he talked about needing an intervention. He had a lot of personal things going on. I was like, wow, you just never know what even coaches may be going through. We think a lot about what the players, but my goodness, the coach. This is it's a stressful job. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
All the money and the high, all these, multi-million dollar contracts, you just kind of forget about, and the impact that, these types of jobs have on, their families. They're away from their families a lot of the time. So
Right.
I enjoy these kind of stories.
You
I
even
got
hear
every.
players saying that's why they didn't go into coaching is because it was going to pull them away from their family and have to be too far away and do too much that would break them away. It is like you say, exactly that.
Real quick, once again, I want to thank the 200 plus people on Twitter. You can jump over to YouTube at WCFL Dolphins Talk. Hit the subscribe and like button. We only have 8 likes on there right now for this show, but I mean, it doesn't take that much to jump over to YouTube and hit the like button, please. Every little bit helps us out.
Question for you, Lisa.
Yeah.
Who is your Mount Rushmore of Falcons players?
Matt Ryan, um, Julio, Roddy White. That fourth one is always tough.
Well, and it could
Could be a coach.
be it could be a coach or someone if you wanted.
Oh, Coach Dan Reeves, no doubt.
Yeah, that's class. When you think of Falcons, that's the first person I was about to say. Coach wise, Dan Reeves.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He's a good coach, and I just kind of hated the way things, ended for him in Atlanta, but he was a good person. He was respected by the player. I mean, he kind of let them do their thing because, he definitely had some personalities to manage, but Dan Reeves was a
Mhm. Old school type coach.
yes, he was. just a football.
Yeah.
He was just a football mind. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And the great thing about coaches is they don't usually succumb to injury and salary cap issues and things like that. I mean, having some good coaching is just almost underrated.
Yes.
It is.
Well, they can succumb to salary cap and injuries because sometimes they lose their job because of those things.
True.
Yeah.
You know, salary cap's not done right. They don't get the players they want or like, and they can't do what they want to do. And then after 2 or 3 years, they lose their job.
And McDaniel could get injured running to the sideline trying to be funny.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Coach.
Well, that's why he got a security to keep him in check. Because the security is the one that pushes him out the way or moves him out the way or whatever. So he always has somebody behind him because he's steady looking at the play. But then you got to sit there and have him get protected from somebody trying to almost hitting him or something like that in the sideline. So, coach is that dude. And I'm like this. I just hope he can do the things that puts us to the next level. It's about time, gentlemen and ladies. Like, it really is. It's about time. 54 years is a long time.
Yeah.
Well, the way the team is set up, that window is closed. So to me, you're looking at one or two more seasons, and then that window's closed. And you have to
2 years.
start rebuilding. Exactly.
And that rebuild should include our coach. We need to see him evolve. I mean, if there's any continuity, I mean, the coach didn't put us into a salary cap hell or whatever situation will cause us to have a reset. It will not be due to our coach, I don't believe. I think he's going to do things, and I think, that if we can just let him evolve into what he could be from a young person and make mistakes and keep evolving, we know he's not perfect, right? But he's best we've had in a long time, and we haven't had any continuity whatsoever. I heard you talking about continuity, and that's what we need on our team too, is some serious continuity.
Well, McDaniels has a resume for it. If you look at, his background, he has a resume for it.
Yeah, the problem is too many teams are just too quick to pull the plug and get rid of a coach and hire another one and give them 2 or 3 years and get rid of them and hire another one.
And we are on Wednesday, so Lisa, if you're just hanging out and you're saying, "Hey, what's going on here?" You can look at the stream. You see, we post the link. You don't have to be invited. You can just say, "Hey, I wonder what my Dolphins friends are doing," and look and check it out and join the stream anytime. Pop in and say, "What's up?"
This won't be the last time you guys see me. So
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
That's good. We're going to hold you to that.
Yes. I think it's
Just
good,
like
talk football, with others outside of your fan base. I think it's good.
I really like talking to other fan bases because of the stuff we see and hear in our news feeds all the time. And then to talk to somebody like you and see, all right, it's the same thing with Kirk Cousins. It's the same thing with the coach. It's the same thing with the GM. It's not just us.
No, and talking about continuity, y'all got to think about this. We drafted Kyle Pitts in 2021. It's 2020. Kirk Cousins will be his 5th starting quarterback.
Yeah.
That is a lot. So that means you're talking about just this hamster wheel of, since Matt Ryan, Atlanta trying to figure out the quarterback position. So I just really hope, they've gotten it right between Cousins and Penix, that's a lot because you got to nail that position. And unfortunately, the Desmond Ridder experiment just did not play well. It did not play out well. And unfortunately, I think Arthur Smith, he made 2 critical mistakes. There was no competition in training camp last year. He literally was just like, Desmond Ridder's our QB1. We were like, well, wait, what? Look, there's no competition? And then it's funny that he mentioned, he's like, we're not going to have a quarterback carousel here in Atlanta. We're not going to do it. He's our QB1. And then and then he also told us that he was ready. And I don't know if y'all saw any of Atlanta's games last year. Desmond Ridder was not ready. He just wasn't. And so again, Arthur Smith hitched his wagon to Ridder, which eventually cost him his job. And I'm hearing that, at Arizona's training camp, Ridder, is throwing interceptions all over the place. So, and I'm not even saying Atlanta did Ridder any favors, in terms of developing him properly. Mariota effectively quit on us. And so then Desmond just kind of got thrown to the fire. But I just think not having a QB competition just was not smart on Arthur Smith's part. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, at least if they're a player that I'm interested in on your team is Bijan Robinson. So I will be kind of keeping an eye on the Falcons to see how he does.
I will say a lot of Dolphins fans, because Bijan, after practice yesterday, he did come to the fan. He was signing. He stayed out there the longest, and a lot of Dolphins fans, asked for his autograph, and he gave it to them. But I heard a lot of fans, Dolphins fans, saying, "Bijan, I got you on my fantasy. I need you to show out." Like I heard a lot of kids say that. So, yeah, I'm excited, and I really hope this offense really maximizes Bijan as one of our primary weapons. So yeah.
All right, well, I gotta be up early for work, so I'm gonna say goodnight.
All right,
John, it's always a pleasure, brother. You take care of yourself. And as always, man, peace, love, fins up, family.
Brother.
All our regular panel, great to see you. Miss Lisa, it was wonderful to meet you. Peace, love, and fins up.
Peace, love, fins up, family.
Fins up.
Bye, y'all.
And so, Paul, you there?
All right.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, that was beautiful, man. I mean, I want to shout out Lisa for joining us again. It was a pleasure having her on the show, and definitely looking for having her on future shows, definitely. And thank you guys for popping up tonight. Hooked Up Joe and Crazy Dolphin as usual. You one of the crew anyway. You ain't no guest no more. You one of us. So
I love and appreciate y'all for that.
One
more thing, Dolphin winners. You got to bring your brother back because I enjoy.
What's funny? All right, so it's kind of funny that you mentioned him because he's coaching his sons right now. So that's the reason why you haven't been able to pop up, because he's an assistant coach also. So he's coaching his sons. If I might see if I can get him to put some footage on the show one day. These boys, man, yeah. The apple don't fall far from the tree. Trust me. Let's just say that. His son gonna be a speedster. His son gonna be a speedster just like how he was. And I think his other son gonna pack a punch too. So
okay.
So, but I know, folks, we got less than 48 hours to the first preseason of the 2024 season for the Miami Dolphins. And I look at it this way. I'm not expecting a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing what we have. Having a great idea that Scholar and White will be the quarterbacks for that game. I don't think Tua will see any action at all. I don't think a lot of the starters. Yeah, I don't think a lot of the starters will be on at all. I really don't.
You got one less game. You have to make decisions early. You have to kind of make a decision. You have to, in your head, chop it down a little and then go from there.
Correct.
And one game makes a difference.
Because if I'm correct, they'll start making chops starting as next week, correct?
I don't know.
No, they won't make any cuts, really. They don't have to make any cuts until the 27th.
Only in their head, in quarter to who's going to play on the next game, right? In their head, they have to kind of make some cuts, right? But
because I thought it was like levels. They don't just sit there and just do a whole big just chopping day.
It used to be. Last year they changed it.
Oh, okay.
It used to be that way. Last year they changed it to where you just go straight down and from 90 to 53.
Oh wow!
Less game to work with, so decision just has to wait all the way to the end.
So August 27th is when they're supposed to do that. No, really, honestly, the more you see someone play, the more likely he's going to be chopped or he's fighting for to live another day.
Man, who is going to start? Raphael's saying, is Skyler or White going to start the preseason game?
I'm
You have to
thinking
figure they're
Skyler
going to
will.
start.
That's
I mean, it's something I said earlier. It could be Skyler might play the whole game tomorrow or Friday, and next Saturday White might play the whole game, or he might give one half to Skyler, one half to White, and then one half to Skyler, one half to White.
That's what I
what
was
I'm ready
thinking.
about this game coming
Right,
up.
That's
This
what I
game
was
is going to
thinking.
be half
Get him the
Skylar,
first
half
half.
White.
I mean, it can go either way.
Mhm.
He might give one whole game to Skyler, one whole game to White, and then the third game split it up 50-50 and see which one pulls it out.
Well, no, the second game you're going to get Tua probably for maybe about 2-3 series. I think that for a fact that you're going to see Tua, Tyreek, and them out there for maybe a series or two, and then they're going to pull them, and then they'll start putting a lot of the second string, third string, UDFAs, and people like that. They'll mix it up then. But I think the second game we're going to see we'll see our starters out there for maybe a quarter. Maybe they'll just sit there because they don't want any injuries. They don't want to take any chances. So I don't see, like I said, I expect to see Chop Robinson this Friday. I expect to see Bonner this Friday. I expect to see a lot of these names that have been balling out in training camp wearing the orange jerseys on Friday. If they are actual starters, I don't think we're going to see many starters playing on Friday at all. I really don't.
I think we'll see Patrick Paul.
That's the person I really want to see. That's who I want to see. Definitely. It's funny that you mentioned Paul because I was talking to my coworker and he's a Dolphin fan as well. And I told him, I said, I am definitely looking forward to seeing this dude and see what he's going to be able to do because that kid, man, oh my God, 6'7", 6'8", like you saw him in person, Paul, so you know how big this dude is.
Yeah, 330 pounds.
Oh
yeah,
that's a
That
specimen.
is the exciting part about preseason is being able to see, those guys actually go at it and play in some action and see what we got, because that's our future, and that's. That makes preseason that much cooler, when you can see those guys out there playing.
Well, like I said in the last time I was on, my big interest is the tight end room to see what's going to happen with, especially with the guy we got from Kansas City. I think it's Jody Fortson or whatever his
Jody
name is.
Forstner, yeah, Jody Forstner.
I'm interested in him in that whole tight end room, so that's what I'm going to be watching as far as preseason and even when the regular season start. That's my big interest. Tight end.
My big interest really is Patrick Paul and then the defensive line. I want to see what that defensive line is going to do against the run.
Oh yeah.
And the
That's
whole
gonna be a big
defense.
test.
The whole defense is really a whole wild card. We got a new scheme. We got all players playing back to kind of a hybrid between Flores and Fangio, right? And it's just going to be interesting to see how the whole defense plays out against some real competition.
Yes, Raphael Courtwright. I believe Patrick Paul is going to be wearing number 52. That's what he's been wearing through all the training camp. So
very nice. I mean, I'm just excited. I'm just excited as a whole to see our boys play on Friday. I'm happy I got a half a day of work. I can take a nap when I come home, and then I can sit there and pull it up right on my TV and watch this because I've been looking forward to seeing our boys play like everybody else on this panel. I've been looking forward to seeing this play since the Kansas City game. So,
the wife and I are going to go to our new watch party bar, Opinions Sports Bar and Grill here in Brooksville. We're going to sit there and watch it there, and I got to see if I can get a flyer made up for the first away game, which is the Seattle game.
Correct. That's week 3.
Go ahead and get that put up in there so people know where to come.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, and then I'll have the Dolphin truck will be all set for that too.
Absolutely. I mean, we can sit there and start talking about that now on here. You can sit there and start telling people if they're in the area, if they want to come to your watch party week 3. Hey, there you go. I need to
Yeah.
contact Michael Anderson. I haven't talked to him lately because I got to see how he's doing with trying to find a location here. But it's so hard to find a location here in Philadelphia because this is Eagle country. So it's hard to find a location to be able to put on Miami Dolphins game on a Sunday, especially when the Eagles and the Dolphins play at 1 o'clock at the same time.
Yeah,
So
and I mean,
Okay.
you're gonna, no matter what. I mean, you can go to your chain places, but if you can actually find a smaller mom and pop place that is maybe, one of them in there is a Dolphins fan or something, you're
right,
better off because they're going to respect you more and treat you better. I've learned
absolutely.
that. I learned that the hard way last year, and
Yeah, yeah.
and these people are excited to have us. They're even going to be bringing in the radio station in at one time or another. So
That's very nice.
Yeah, find a place like us that's fan friendly to the other team and wants to bring them in and talk about stuff, and
yeah. Well, I'll be doing some live shows, at watch parties and other things now and then. Because,
You
like,
know,
if it all depends on when these games are. Some of them, during our times. Because Monday nights we got 5 to 6 p.m. and I know the Monday night game doesn't start till usually 8, but it also depends on where it's playing at too.
well, if it's a Monday night, excuse me, if it's a Monday night game down in Miami, because if I'm correct, we play Tennessee on Monday night again. You could do the
Yeah,
podcast right there from the tailgate. That's
tailgate,
what I
which
want.
we will be. We'll be doing a lot of that. Matter of fact, I just got in today a couple of the mini microphones that I got to see how they're going to work and stuff.
Nice,
So
nice.
when
You
you
know,
do a stream from the tailgate, it is it's fantastic. I mean, because you've been to tailgates, and you've been there, but you can't be there. So when people stream from the tailgate, I don't think they even know how impactful it is. It is.
well, our stream's also going to be a little bit different because there's going to be 2 to 3 of us walking around interviewing people.
so
We're not
one
going to
of
be
us,
sitting in one.
That is
because
I'll
one of us,
probably be the
fantastic.
only one sitting in one place.
yeah, because you can stay in East 12, and one of us, if I'm down there, I could go over to West 25, and somebody can go over to another section and interview in another section. So that would
Yeah.
be the ultimate. So we have people in different sections. Hey, look, we're doing a live stream. Can we have you on camera? Blah 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 blah. And just sit there and tell them, what's your name? Da 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 da. This is the WCFL Dolphins talk, and we'll ask questions or simple things, and tell people what's on their mind.
Or what their prediction is for tonight's game. And
Absolutely,
And show their
absolutely.
setups. Seeing
Mhm.
people's back up and look at the whole thing, the tents and everything they got going on. It's just so much fun to watch that part
Yep.
too.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All that, yeah.
Mr. Crazy Dolphin, you get in contact with CB83. He told us he's going to pull up this week, and he needs to pull up. If he can't this week, sometime next week, we would love to have him on.
Okay, yeah. Next time I see him on the podcast or on his, I'll let him know.
Definitely. I mean, if you don't see him, I know I'll see him over there on the fence tailgate too, and I'll sit there and hop on real quick. And I would love to get EM on our show as well. I would love to have him on our show. It's a few Miami Dolphin fans I would love to have on the show that we haven't had on the show. So, I know people, like I said, I know people's lives are busy, and it's fully understandable. But I would love.
I'm working on getting our alumni Vernon Carey on.
Yes.
So
Yes.
other than that, I think we're going to go ahead. It's 10 o'clock basically. How about we call it a night, brother?
Hey, that sounds like a plan to me. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank our special guest, Lisa Shepard, for joining us from the Atlanta Falcons Club, from the Atlanta Falcons, repping Atlanta Falcons. You're welcome back at any time, Lisa. We love having you on the show. I want to thank Papa Paul, as usual, for doing what he does to the fullest extent. Even in pain, this man still puts the show on. So I want to applaud him personally and thank him personally for grinding it out, even in pain. This man is still doing the podcast. So shout out to Papa Paul. Shout out to John O'Halen. Also, shout out our brothers Ethan Steep and Tom O'Gara that wasn't present, but they're always present spiritually. To Miss Pamela, thank you for coming on. Hooked Up Joe, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming on today. And Crazy Dolphin, you one of us, so you already know what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, till we see you Saturday, 6 p.m. on the Huddle Sports Network, IG, X, and Facebook. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. And as always, peace, love, fins
Peace,
up.
love, and fins up, everybody.
Ends up.
Thank you.